Hello my friends, my name is Roman and this is a 18th tutorial about JavaScript. Today we will talk about closures. Closures is an inner function that has access to this outer enclosing function variable scope chain. So the closure has access to the three scope chains: inner itself of its own scope chain, to the outer function that inside of it put, and access to the global variable. Let's look at the example. Let's here create a closure function. So let's create, for example, say, and here let's add parameter phrase, and here we have created one function. Then inside of this function let's return another function with parameter name, and this function should log something with these two parameters with the different scope chain. For example, this phrase, and here let's add name. So this is a simple example of the closure. Let's look at let's invoke this function. Say here we should add first parameter. For example, let's add hi, and here let's add Roman, for example. Okay, and here we look. Okay, I missed something. Yes, here should be plus. Yes. Okay, and see we have we see here hi Roman. It's because this our inner function has access to this parameter here, and to the outer function. Also we can make this function like constructor. For example, let's make variable say hi and add to this our function with parameter hi, and for example say hola, and okay, and here we can invoke the function with like this. For example, say hi friend, and here say hi, say hola amigo, because it's Spanish, as we know. So here we see that everything works. Also we have access. Here we gave to this function a parameter, and it's stored, and also Then here we just invoked this function with the inner function. So everything works as you see in this simple example of the closure. Also, I wanted to show you another example, and for now, also again here we see that remember, here we apply have access from this function to the own scope, also to the outer scope enclosed, and also we can access from this function to the global scope. Okay, and also let's look at another example. Let's create some counter. So let's make count, and here we will use anonymous self-invoking function. So here we braces add create function, and in the curly braces we create variable num, and assign to it 0, and then we should return the function that will count. Okay, return function and inside of this function we should return increment of our number num plus. So, and here as it's self-invoked function, we should add also here braces. Okay, and let's invoke this function. Let's call this function count, we see 0, 1, 2, and let's make, so here you see that we call the same function, but all the time its value was changed. It's because it was stored inside from this function. It was stored, generally it was in this container. So we can also add to this possibility to add to change the start number. So let's make it. So here we should add parameter start number, and here let's create a as we remember our ternary operator. So here let's create our number if the start number isn't undefined, isn't equal undefined. It means if you write something, and as you remember question mark, then start num, we should to start from this value, of the parameter. And if no, we haven't anything, so we just stay our num. So let's save it, and for example let's write here 10, and you see that from this point we start to change our values later. So here was another example of the closure. So just remember that generally its conception very useful for you for the future, but here was few examples of it, few conceptions. First is that again closure has access to the from the its own function to the outer function, and also to the global. And another conception of the closure is that when our function this inner function return the value, it stayed stayed in the execution context, and when it's pop up the value stayed, and then we can also operate with this value that was staying. So for today that's all. Thank you for watching, and in the next lessons we will talk about arrays. Okay, see you guys in the next lessons.